I saw one of the people be like, well, I like covering games and that's what I'm going to do. And it's like, that's cool, man. But there's a really good chance that you may need to have a real job. Your hobby and your personality may not sustain you in a house and multiple children and insurance and this and that. And I think that, like, I don't know if it was COVID or just kind of streamer delusions or whatever anyways, but there's so many people. I think COVID was a big part of it because there was a big spike in people who were able to, kind of make a living doing it. It's just not that sustainable. And it's because there's not a lot of room. I've talked a lot about game journalism and that it's a small club and you're not wanted. If you really think about it, there's like 50 games journalists. And then there's a bunch of other people who write articles, but there's like 50 games journalists, and there's like Jason Schreier is like the one legit journalist, I think. And I don't even like him that much, but I think he's the most like legit journalist in gaming, right? And then you have all these other people doing it, and everyone thinks they can do it. And then they start up, and now what's going to happen is someone's going to start a Patreon, or they already have, I think. And they're going to try to do their own little show, and a lot of excitement will drum up, and they'll get a bunch of Patreon subs for a couple months. And then that's going to drop off because the economy is rough. People don't have any money. Maybe, the kind of most uncomfortable part about all of this is that not everyone is interesting enough or talented enough to do this stuff as a job. A lot of the people who do it as a job, I don't think really are great journalists and aren't really that interesting and don't really have, very unique takes. Like, you have entire podcasts and shows and content creators who, like, their entire thing is reporting what other people have reported. That's not sustainable in the long run because you're not doing anything original. Personality and stuff like that can only take you so far. And so I think when we start seeing these people falling off of these big, more traditional, outlets and trying to do their own thing, and a lot of them don't succeed, it's because maybe they kind of overestimated how interesting they are, or how much of a pull they really have when they're no longer at Giant Bomb or IGN or, whatever company. So I think it's going to be interesting to see the fallout from this. Again, like I said before, I hope everyone lands on their feet, whether I like them or not. And it's going to be interesting to see, where everyone ends up. And I hope that it's all, I hope they all end up in a good place.